What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the VIP Lounge. As you can tell from my background, I'm now in a different location. I am currently at school. I'm in my dorm, so I just figured maybe I should just pick up the camera and talk to you guys for a little bit. Whew, school is killing me. Nobody warned me that monsters was going to be this hectic, but we're hanging in there. And what made me pick up the camera was so many instances that I saw happening to other people and to myself talking about hearing. I think that a lot of people underestimate people with hearing impairments or people that are deaf. You know how when someone says something and the next person responds like, are you deaf? Or are you hard of hearing? Or do you have sticks in your ears? I really find that to be very offensive because there are people with hearing conditions. So for us to use those statements lightly when we're talking to other people, it doesn't matter if you're somebody with a hearing impairment or you don't. There's just certain language that is not acceptable. Social language is very important. It doesn't matter who you're talking about and who you're talking to. It really is uh, an important aspect of what makes us us, you know? So it's very disrespectful whenever I hear someone talking to a fellow person with a hearing condition or just anybody and I hear them say stuff like, are you hard of hearing? Are you deaf? Can't you hear me? Do you have sticks in your ears? You know, that is just something that doesn't really sit well with me, considering that I myself am partially deaf. I'm deaf in one ear and I can hear in the other one. So there are situations where someone is trying to direct you, and I see this a lot with other people that are sighted. Sighted people are really bad at giving directions. But you know, it's something that I don't speak about it all the time because I understand that they don't understand what it's like to be visually impaired. So they are communicating in such a way that is relatable to them. You find someone directing a person with a visual impairment, come this way, go that side, come closer, and that type of language. That language does not exist in our world as people with a visual impairment because we don't know what is there or what is here, what is over there. You really need to be very descriptive with your language when you're trying to give somebody that can't see directions. And I've also noticed that people that don't have hearing problems or vision problems will automatically think that visually impaired people's senses are heightened. I don't believe that. I don't think one's senses are necessarily heightened. But I think that it's an issue of being that kind of person who's aware that, okay, I have these disabilities. I need to find a way to navigate around using what I have. So it's not a matter of having heightened senses, but it's just a matter of paying extra attention to what is happening around us. So in the context of hearing, someone who does not have hearing problems or vision problems will say to somebody that is visually impaired or possibly just like me, come here, and I'll ask where. Follow where my voice is coming from. I cannot determine exactly where your voice is coming from. I can't locate the exact place. I can't quite locate or place where your voice is coming from because I only have one sighted ear that And mind you, my hearing is not that sharp. It's considered good enough, but it's not sharp hearing where I can instantly identify that, oh, this person is speaking to me, is behind me, or in front of me, or to my left, or to my right. I cannot tell that, I can't distinguish the location from which a person's voice is coming from. So if someone says to me, follow the sound of my voice, I don't know what you're trying to say because I can't really tell where your voice is coming from. I can definitely hear that you're talking to me, and I can hear what you're saying, but that ability to be able to say, oh, okay, so this person's voice is coming from the direction in front of me. I remember having those moments with one of my friends, and she'll be saying, hey, you're not paying attention. You're not listening to the sound and location of my voice. And I'll be like, hey, excuse me, ma'am. Do you know that my hearing is weak? And even now, I see people talking to me saying, go this way, move that side. For other people, it's easy for them to be able to locate or place where the sound is coming from and follow that. They can easily listen and follow directions because they've got two functioning ears. So obviously, if someone says something from behind you, you're quick to hear it, whether it's from the left ear. You can turn left behind you, and then you'll be able to locate that sound. It gets louder and louder and louder. But with me, it doesn't. I actually struggle to locate, even when my phone is ringing. This is why I use my hands most of the time to try and feel for things. I feel for my phone. I don't necessarily pay attention to the sound of my ringtone to try and locate where the phone is. I will know that I will left my phone in my room, and then I just think of the obvious places where I put it. That's how I then find it. But communication is really difficult for people with hearing problems. And I just wanted to hear about them because it's something that I feel like we need to speak about more and we need to raise awareness. Even when we talk, we need to be very sensitive when we're speaking to people because of the type of language that we use. We use these statements so loosely and we don't even think about the impact that it has on people that actually live a life of not being able to hear. So I just want you to think about that, these things, and try to think of ways to improve the way that you communicate with people. That is it for this video. I love you guys so much. I love you deep, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!